What is going on, guys? It is your boy Seso here, bringing us a Photoshop tutorial here today, bringing us a cool little abstract tutorial here today. Once again, I love the abstract style of things. Like, I don't know, I got this idea actually from my own desktop background. As you can see, right, this is my desktop background right here, and it's just, for some reason, I was just like, I just thought for a second, I was like, yo, can I actually make this kind of, almost not like, a copy, but like a cool little, inspiration of like, I got my inspiration from my background, basically. I don't know how else to tell you. But I just wanted to see if it was possible to make some really cool, fun looking like abstract design like this inside Photoshop. And I came up with this. The left side is really what I was focusing on for like the effect wise, for like something different for my abstract styles. And usually on the right side, you've probably already seen something like this before, where I've done like kind of like a, I don't know, like a gem or a crystal or some kind of like really cool pattern over here with just using my pen tool. But this one over here was made by using cool little shapes, cool little shapes as in the elliptical tool and the filter Liquify, and then perspective. I'll show you guys all this cool stuff in the video and stuff, but I don't know, I love this one a lot, and I love my one that I've done previously, which is more of just like, I guess, like, I don't know, like it was just, it was that, it was kind of like, two squares, but I wanted something really cool, really fun. I believe when I look at this, it just looks really fun and super hella clean. I'm just really down for this. And just before I forget, the font that I'm using is Outer Zone. Just like, it's a really cool, fun little, this is actually how it just writes really dope. Let's put that above. Just writes really cool, as you can see. And it's just a really dope little font for, like, I guess, abstract work. I use it for this and it looked really good. Like, it fit the style very well. And pretty much I'll show you guys how to do all this cool stuff. Really quickly, though, thank you guys so much for the 3D freaking manipulation banner tutorial that I did, like, last week. You guys killed, like, 300 freaking, like, what the, guys, what the hell, it's awesome. Can we do that every time? Like, I don't want to beg or, ask for too much, but, like, can we do that more often? Alright, so, anyway, let's get going right here. I already said 2 likes on the video, secret down below. So, pretty much, what we're going to be starting off with is the left side, just how to do the left side really quick, because that's the most, quote, hardest thing in this tutorial here today. So, pretty much, the background doesn't matter either, by the way. I believe if I set up the background a different way, I don't believe the design changes. And if you want to really quickly show, like, I don't know, it really doesn't matter, but if you want to see how I do, like, really clean setup backgrounds, why not just show you? Pretty much, I use, like, a dark purple now, just for some reason, a very dark, nice purple. The hex code for my purple that I use is 121117. And so pretty much I press OK, and it's just because I don't believe this is necessary, but if you guys just wanted to know, I use a pure white, so all F's hex code for the color picker for my foreground color, and I press with a nice little soft brush, as you can see, nice little soft brush here, and a pretty good size. Press in the middle, somewhere around the middle, go to overlay, take my opacity and just lower my opacity down to about 60%, and I will go ahead and just merge these two layers together by holding Control click. And then Control E to merge them together, Control J or right click duplicate layer to duplicate the layer, and I go to filter, noise, add noise, and then 1% opacity, uniform, press OK, go to my opacity over here and go to 45%, merge these two layers together, and then this is my usual clean setup background, and this is just if you guys wanted it. I don't believe, like I said, it doesn't matter, but I just don't mind showing you guys a quick little 30-second thing about it. So, let's get started on today's video and how cool it is. So, pretty much, I'm going to be using the elliptical tool for right now for the left side of this really cool little dope thing, right? So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is the elliptical tool is actually your circle tool usually in Photoshop. If you don't want to use the elliptical tool, you can use the shape tool if you want to, but, this is, the elliptical tool is perfectly fine. So, for this, I'm using in a Twitter dimension. If you guys wanted to know, it's 1500 by 500, and it's at 200 resolution. And so, yep, that's what I'm using for the Twitter header dimensions. So pretty much when I'm talking about like pushing your circle, because I'm gonna actually make my circle on the left-hand side, because it just that's how I did it beforehand, and that's how I made it look as cool as possible. But I'm pretty sure you just want to make sure that if you're gonna do this circle that I'm actually gonna do in a second, make sure that it's bigger than the canvas itself, just because I believe it'll make the Liquify and like the effects you're going to be using look a little bit better. So in the Twitter header dimension, where I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer at, I'm going to use this circle. I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to make the circle pretty big, like just big enough that it goes somewhere like, like this, I guess, right here. I just want to take this corner and use this as the circle corner right here, right? So we'll move it, look like right there. So I already have colors to use. The one I'm going to use is like a very mustardy yellow. The reason why I use this yellow is because I want to make sure when I put overlay of the same exact color that I actually did a different color, a different vibrant color. If I was using more of like a upper, you know, greenish yellow or very vibrant yellow that's not mustardy at all, it would be pretty difficult for this effect to work out in its favor. So pretty much this is good enough for me. The hex code that I'm using for this yellow or orange, whatever, I don't know, is EFC 706. So I'm gonna press OK, and either way you can use Alt Backspace to quick fill it in, or right click, fill, drop down, use color right here, and just go ahead and select the same you know, hex code right here, or type that hex code inside this little box. You'll get the same mustardy yellow that I have right now, and then we're good to go. So pretty much either right click deselect or Control D on your keyboard to deselect, and pretty much now it's pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Alt. If I hold Alt, this automatically makes a duplicate for me. So pretty much, as you can see, my mouse changes from being a one single little movement mouse to just being cool, like two little double black and white mouses, which actually indicates the duplicated tool being, you know, used. So pretty much, or not really a duplicated tool, but just like the quick shortcut. So if I just drag, you can see, or you can't really tell because they're two different colors or the same colors, but I just made a duplicate right here, just like so. Or if I just, you know, hold Alt, duplicate it just like that. So I don't have to use Control J or right click and duplicate the layer. I don't have to do all that stuff. So pretty much it makes it really simple and fast. But for these duplicated layers I'm going to be using, I'm going to change my blend mode from normal to overlay. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys what I mean by just like keeping it really fun. Holding Alt again, overlay again, something like this looks pretty cool. I'm just going to rotate one. We're going to move it like up here or so. And what the focus that I'm going for here is just to make it look just like having circles with highlights. That's what I really want to focus on. So I'm going to go back to my original, make a duplicate by holding Alt and then dragging, putting it on overlay, and I'm going to go ahead and see where it is. It's right there. So we'll do one. Let's do something like, you have to be perfect with this, by the way. I'm just really picky. Let's just see. I'll make a duplicate right here again, and we'll just put one like down here, and we'll call that pretty much it, right? So all I did was make a couple duplicates. I'm not sure if I like that one being like, you know, showing like the cut right there. So I'm just gonna put it like right there. So as you can see, all I did, which I just wanted to put different highlighted tones of that yellow inside this one little circle area, because it'll help me out like tremendously when I'm actually going for the cool little effect and going for like that really cool I guess line of highlights, where I would just call it for now. So pretty much now what I can go ahead and do really is I'm just gonna do it one more time and get one on the other corner, like over here. But I still want to like make sure I keep that mustardy yellow that I have here. I'm gonna keep it in some places like this. This is perfect. So in this case, of course, I'm not using like clipping mask or anything like that. If I want to, if I have like something like this going outside of the circle, because we only want the highlights to be inside this circle, the original circle that we just made. That's where we want the highlights to be, nowhere else. So this little extended point, like where all these little extended like a shape. For this instance, this only have one. Last time I did, I had like a couple more. But all you can do is hold Control, click on that little main one that you did the first time, the little main circle, right? And then go on your rectangle marquee tool, which is M on your keyboard, or right here, right? And it'll give you the option to right click now, select inverse, and then pretty much if you had more, you know, things that are coming outside, all you have to do is click on each layer and then press delete on your keyboard, and then eventually you'll make sure to know, or you'll be able to see that there's no more you know, shapes on the outside of the circle. So pretty much now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to merge all these things together. So I'm going to click on the top layer that I just did, hold shift, which actually clicks, if I click on the last layer that I did, or the first layer that I did, and the last layer, it actually clicks everything in between for me, and then Control G to merge it together, or to group it together, and then Control J to go ahead and duplicate it. And what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go ahead and I'll just pull this behind this. But what I'm going to do for this is just I want to make it a little bit more longer because it'll help me out with the effect. So, we'll say like, put like right there. Why not? We're going to do a little bit more as well, actually. For this, I'm just going to do the same thing again, just because I need to make sure it's nothing on the outside. Right? Just run through the entire layers, pressing delete. And for this really quickly now, I'm going to make another duplicate of the original. Which really doesn't matter at this point, but I'm going to actually merge this layer together now. So Control E to merge the entire group together. That way all the layers that were inside the group are now just its own single little, one little layer here right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate it for a little quick second, just a little rotation, right? And I'm going to go ahead and Control T to free transform, right click, and then wrap, I believe, right? So I'm just going to go ahead, take some points. I'm just going to make something within it. This is just you having fun at this point. You don't have to, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Just don't do it too much, but just something like this where it kind of gets all, you know, tangled or whatever, because this looks really cool, right, within the this little object here. So we're just trying to make it as many highlights as we can. I can erase a little bit if I wanted to. I can put it in like a different area as well, maybe even shrink it, or maybe even make it bigger, and we'll just put it on a different angle, something like that. I don't know, maybe erase the edges a little bit there, maybe just a little bit there. And pretty much I just want to make sure to have enough different tones of yellow. It's getting kind of sloppy over here where it's kind of like too vibrant where you can't really see multiple colors. So I'll make like maybe another quick duplicate, right? Merge it together, another wrap, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to get like more orange in that area. So maybe something like this. This will all be trial and error, by the way. There's no way you're going to like maybe one-shot this at first. But, you know, it's whatever. We'll just say like that for now. And we'll just erase a little bit up here. And that's perfectly fine. Alright, so that's good enough for the tutorial, you know, tutorial purposes. But just try to make it, you know, as much as you can see different highlights of tones, just because it looks a lot better when you do that. So pretty much now, I can go ahead and just group everything that I just did together, right? Everything is now grouped together. Nothing is really named because it doesn't really matter to me right now. But if you guys wanted to, make sure you guys name your layers. It will help you guys out if you really are having trouble with like finding things. But, you know, everything is now in one little group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a duplicate of this group. We're going to call this backup. This is going to be the backup group just in case we mess up or whatever. And I'll merge this duplicated group together. So right click, merge layer, or just go ahead and just control E, right? So yeah, pretty much, or merge group, excuse me. And pretty much we're going to go ahead and now go to filter, liquify. And this is where the cool little effect comes in. So the settings that I have for my brush, and you can't actually type it, oh, you could actually type this in. 1000 for the brush size. Brush density is 100, and make sure that you're using the right tool, which is the pucker tool. This will actually make your things, when you actually click, it'll make it like, I guess, zoom backwards, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say it, but pretty much you can see it right now. I'm going to click once, and I'm going to hold it right in the middle. Excuse me. Click once and hold it, and then I'm actually going to move my mouse just a little bit to the right, just a little bit, just to extend it, and there we go. And if I press OK, we will now see, right, we got this going on here, but before I actually touch anything, I'm going to press Control T to free transform again. I'm going to go ahead and right click perspective, take the top right point, and move my mouse downward to get this really nice and pretty like simple little effect where I told you I was getting a little sloppy with the yellow here. If I had more darker tones inside this little area, it'll look a lot better. But you guys are getting the point right now, so Control T to free transform it, and I can go ahead and make it a little more bigger maybe. And you can see that there's basically like just different tones of color of yellow inside here. Actually, really quickly, why not just give it a quick little try? I have a duplicated here, right? So why would I not just go and try to fix just having a little more yellow? Like maybe that's good. I just got rid of two little things here. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm just do the same thing again really quickly. Filter, liquify, and then click in the middle, click and drag. Let's actually redo that. So restore all. Click and kind of drag it out this way, press OK, perspective, and let's see if we get a little bit better of a look. It's not terrible. I like it still. Whatever, we'll just go with it right now. But, you know, just try to get as much tone as possible. This is not terrible, but there's not too much tone, but it's fine. Whatever. Make a duplicate of this, and we're going to rotate it somewhere like this way. Just trying to give it more space. We'll do another one. And we'll make it like this way. No. Somewhere like maybe like that is fine. I can just go ahead and erase a little bit if I want to. I don't want to show the black though, or the background at least. I want to make sure that that is fine. Just erase a little bit there to get the color or the other yellows. And pretty much that. Alright, that's pretty good right there. Alright, that's fine. So pretty much now you can see all I did was just really just take a circle, put as much as different highlights as possible. I could have done better, like I said, but this is fine for now for the showing the example. So to make this look like this, it's gonna be a little more process, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna merge all this stuff together, or not merge it, we can just group it if we want to. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to my gradient overlay. Gradient map here, And I already have like a little preset, so this is what I'm going to be using again. But pretty much what I have for my first little knob here is plain plain black, excuse me, which is all zeros. And for the orange that I'm using, it's going to be the hex code FF652F. And pretty much what this is going to do is just give me a little bit more tone or a little bit more difference in color when I actually change my blend mode to, I believe, Vivid Light. And there we go. So we get a little more yellow, a little more orange. See, this is what I mean. I just wanted to make sure I had as much different tones of color somewhere along, you know, I bet you guys were like doubting me for a second, but trust me, I knew that I would get some more color out of using Gradient Map. So pretty much I can just clipping mask this. I almost got this crazy lips on all of a sudden. Oh my god, that was really funny. Clipping mask. All right, so pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna lower my opacity maybe a little bit, so maybe like 80. Not too much, just a little bit. It doesn't really matter too much to me. That looks pretty good. If I really wanted to, by the way, what I can do is I can make duplicates of this and pretty much use wrap again, right? And then just try to make some really cool, like more like just dope things inside using my eraser and stuff. You can always go ahead and do that. It just makes it a little more fun, in my opinion. You know, there's no real, like, you know, set in stone little effect that you can do this with. But whatever, let's say you're done with that now and you want to move on to actually doing the other side, which is like this little diamond stuff going on over here. Pretty simple stuff here. So I'm going to go below everything I just did, make a new layer, and I'm using my pen tool. So the quick shortcut for this is the P on your keyboard. So pretty much I'm just going to do random shapes, does not matter at all. The color blue that I'm going to be using will be this one right here, which is hex code. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. So 1A8CB5. Press OK, right click, fill path, drop down to use color, press OK, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to do this a couple times. So I'm just going to click on new layers. Every single one I'm going to do a new layer on, but this just there's nothing at all that I'm doing special. I'm just going to go to color, I'm going to move it up just a little bit, or move it down a little bit. I'll do another one like, maybe like this. No curves, I don't want any curves, so just like that. Not doing anything special. You can see I'm just going with it, going for it. I'll move it like a little more farther down just to get more tones. And then one more time for like this area. Or maybe another, I'll do another one. Just like that. Fill it in. Doom. Right? Are those two different? Those better be two different colors. They are. Alright. And then one more just like somewhere like that. Right? And we'll go ahead and just use something like that. And there we go. So pretty much all I did was you can do as many as you want, or what you can do actually is we'll just group all this together, Control G, and we'll just make sure, just in case, this is our yellow shape, this is our blue shape, and this is the duplicate of the blue shape. So pretty much I'm gonna merge this together with Control E, Control T to free transform, perspective, right click perspective, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just use this perspective, click on the top right one, drag my mouse down, and I can get more if I wanted to. So Control J to duplicate, and I can rotate it if I wanted to. Get more, you know, I guess shapes or just more like highlights, and I can put on overlay if I wanted to. Let's see what it looks like. Doesn't look bad. Just something like that, right? You can do something like that if you wanted to. And so pretty much now, it's all going to start cutting down to just the color correction now. So we're almost at the point where you can see that really dope style like this. However, it's still not going to look exactly like mine because no matter what, there's no way I can like exactly do what I did here. I can get more tones like this if I just spread it apart my my circles more with like the different, you know, the duplicates of them. So it's not that hard at all. I guarantee if you guys take a little more time than I did, you'll get that, guaranteed. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a color correction for this. I'm going to actually start doing the color correction for the entire thing. So I'm going to go ahead and use curve really quickly. I'm going to change my RGB to blue. I'm going to bring the top right one down to about here or so. And we're going to bring the left one. This is where you can start getting picky in your own, but I actually want more of a blue tint. So I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. And then there we go. I kind of like this kind of tint right here. You guys can see what the difference is. Pretty big difference. And for me, all this is all going to do is I'm just going to set myself up with the brightness and contrast. And let's see here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to lower this to about 45-ish to still get that blue from the right side. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, all right. So let's see, what else? What else will work? Maybe levels, just to like try to see if I can figure out where I kind of want my blacks and whites. Doesn't look too bad. No. I don't want to lose anything in the left side either. You know what I mean? If I move this too much, that doesn't look bad at all right there. And let's just try to see what happens if I go ahead and put exposure on as well. We'll just move the offset up and the gamma correction as well. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. I'm down. I think I'm down for that. So pretty much now it's really all up to you what you do at this kind of point. What I also did, I believe on the blue shapes, I can go ahead and like maybe see what a brightness and contrast below everything would look like, something like that, right? To try and get more tone out of the blue before I even put the color correction in, right? In your opinion, what looks better? So this is with it off, this is with it on. I think it looks better with it on, just a little bit more darker to kind of match with the orange. I am using the entire time, I'm using orange and blue. Whatever you guys can use, it's whatever. Like, it doesn't really, in my opinion, it's whatever. I don't know. You guys do what you guys want to do. But, what else can I do at this point? I can show you how to do the quick text, right, that I did for this. I think I still want this to be a little bit more up, just a little bit. All right, there we go. So like 60% for me for that little curve, right? Because I really like that dope like vintage blue look to it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use my little font here. I'll put the word abstract. And the way I set up the little abstract box here was using a white text, right? Actually, it doesn't really matter about the text right now, but I'm gonna place the text like in the middle or so. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. I'm gonna go ahead and use the rectangle marquee tool, which is M on your keyboard, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and just click and drag and try to fill the entire spot. At least, like, you know, I want to captivate the word inside this little box. So once I do that, all backspace, any color, doesn't really matter right now. Control click, right? Hold control and click on the thumbnail of the text. So whatever word you just wrote, the T is what you want to click on, just like so. Then you want to make sure you have your layer selected that you just need the box in, and press delete on your keyboard. Get rid of the little, or you can just hide this, right? You can hide the little text that you did. Control D to deselect, and now you can see abstract is actually cut out of the box, which makes it look cool. Now I can just make the color of the box white with color overlay, and I can now also go ahead and use my rectangle marquee tool to just give myself a little bit more detail in the box, or just like more fun in the box. So just like that, do something like this, just like cut out some spots, right, to make it look dope. There we go. There we go. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna double click on this. I'm gonna go to drop shadow. I'm gonna change my distance for now. I'm gonna change my size all the way to 0 though. I want it to be clean cut, only just like perfect, you know, like a perfect straight line, which is what my size is doing. Is actually making it, when I go to the left, which is 0, right, it'll make it more sharp. More to the right is more like, I guess, you know, blurred. So pretty much I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like somewhere like this. I'll say about 8 distance is fine, I guess. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go to stroke. I'm gonna go ahead and just change my size to about there. I think that's pretty good. Change my color of the stroke to white. Put it on overlay, and we will go ahead now and just lower the opacity of the overlay. We got to bring out the distance of the drop shadow a little bit more. There we go, just like so. And if you guys really want to, you can put little, I guess little patterns if you want in the middle of it, or you can put little textures of it, or you can make the box not white and make it a color, whatever we want to do. But that's pretty much how I did it. And then to top it all off, what I did was just make a new layer above everything and use a soft brush and a white foreground color. And pretty much what I did was I clicked on the top of the banner design with white, excuse me, not blue, and then we just do something like that. There we go, right? And then maybe just a little bit more of a brightness and contrast at the end of it all, just to give it that perfect look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. At the end, you can see after the color correction, we got the color out more. So no matter what, if you don't see too much color yet, try to follow through, right? We made duplicates or backups just in case we got to go back. But as you can see, I didn't have too much color until like the very, very end. So stick with it. You guys will get the design. It looks freaking, it looks so good to me. Please tweet them out to me. I see you guys always like, yo, inspiration at SesoHQ. You post your design. I love seeing that. like a lot. Like I really, really do. It makes me feel so gosh darn good. And so many of you guys always come up to me, emailing me privately, but whatever. You guys always say some really freaking nice things, and I just it hurts well. It hurts really good. Thank you guys so freaking much. I hope you guys enjoy your how many of you guys are on summer break yet? Not summer break, maybe your semester ended for college. How many of you guys are on that? My semester's over since Tuesday. It should be Friday for you guys when you watch this, and then I should have a test on Tuesday. My last final for college is on Tuesday. So let me know when you guys are going on summer break. Please, vacation, whatever you guys call it. Thank you guys so much for watching, guys. I'll touch you guys later. Seso you out. Peace.